the books, the contents.
Yeah.
Yeah, the contents, a bit of history. The start of my book, I give a mini introduction to the Bible, and I give a mini introduction to the Holy Quran. So people are on board, like for the Muslims who don't know anything about the Bible, it's got an introduction, and for the Christians who have no clue about the Holy Quran, it's got a little introduction. So yeah, it's for the lay people. I've written it because from my point of view as a general lay person, I've written on that base that it can reach to people that higher knowledge of, the background. They just, have the basics in here, start from the basics. So
okay, let's talk about similarities before we go into the agree to disagree part. What kind of, base similarities can you talk to us about?
Okay, so I start off my chapter 1 is called Jesus Christ, the Man and His Message. And I start off every chapter with verses of the Holy Quran, because it's in the light of the Holy Quran, this study.
Yeah.
So then I show what the Holy Quran has revealed to mankind, and then from the Bible itself, the topics on top of who was Jesus Christ, Jesus, son of whom, who was Jesus Christ sent to, his mission, who did he worship, who should you fear, his miracles, and who is God, who is not. And then I talk about alternative Christian thought of Christ, what I had found in my personal research, what other Christians think about him.
Alternative views of Christ and Christian.
Yeah.
What are those? Those are quite interesting.
Yes, I found that amazing because I included all of my findings in this book. It's a very extensive research, 469 pages, by the way.
Oh, wow. It'll be a great read.
Yeah, so it's pretty interesting and fascinating. And in that I find there's a group of Christians called the Jehovah's Witness, you must be aware of.
Yes.
And in their belief, they don't believe Jesus is God.
Really?
Yes.
What do they believe then?
They believe he's a messenger. They call him the Son of God, but they believe that he had a message to proclaim, and nowhere did he ever say that he was God or told anyone to worship him. So I've got an article about theirs in my book as well. It's amazing.
So do they tie in their kind of beliefs into the whole knocking on their door, have you found Jesus, those kind of stuff? That's what their job is to do, is discuss it. But from their article, they base their beliefs from the Bible, same Bible. So what they've extracted, it's the same thing that the Muslims sort of find similarities and extract that. So they're on the same page as us. So did you find extensive similarities? Was it like huge chunks of it that was similar?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
A lot of. So was it? Because there's many Bibles, obviously. There's Old and New Testament. Which Bible was, the closest?
Okay, the latest version is called the New Revised Standard Version, but and the oldest one is the King James. The oldest version is King James Version. Then they have a New King James Version, and then they have New International Version. There's over hundreds of versions of the Bible. But the latest is the New Revised Standard Version.
What are the differences between them? Are there big differences? So, for example, let's look at
Yes, there are differences, and in my book I provide charts to show the differences in Bibles.
Wow. So give us an example. What kind of differences? Is there major, philosophical differences?
Yes, because parts of verses have been cut out to create theological differences from the message of Jesus. So I'm just looking at the tables that provide the things that have been taken out in the new version compared to the King James.
Taken out? So they've taken out certain chunks?
Yes.
And so have they added anything in? Okay, so I can see in front of me now there's a large table that covers an entire page that basically states okay, wow, some of it just straight omitted. One of them, it says in what is it? Let me see. It's in Galate 4:8, I don't know what that means. Get thee behind me, Satan, and then that's been omitted from all future Bibles. That was in the King James Bible. So wow, that's quite incredible. We know obviously as Muslims we know of the fact that it keeps going. Wow, okay, so that's Matthew to John, and those are all. So
another table that shows what has been taken out in the new version compared to the King James, and these are the lines that are crossed out. Yes.
Okay, that's incredible. That's nearly a page and a half of omissions. Are these omissions, obviously I'm just skimming it at the moment, are these omissions, integral to the faith?
Yes. These are major differences that have impact on how you view who Jesus was and his message.
So what's the path they've been trying to shape with these changes?
It depends depends on the motives of the Bible translators, what they're trying to
Okay. Have you
the
seen
intention.
have you seen like a trend? Are they trying to move the image of Jesus a certain way? I don't know.
Okay, in the New Revised Standard, I think they're coming more about bringing more things out that wasn't known before. So they are getting closer to the supposed original text of the Hebrew and the Greek of the Bible. Whereas, so they're going back to a bit of the original, but then you have to compare certain parts which they've taken out and why, and you have to have a look at that. Once you do study my book, you'll find out why certain things have been taken out and what the intention behind that is.
Consider this a teaser then. Trying to tease the people. So last question will probably be, you did tell me earlier about that you went out to the different pastors and churches and whatnot, and you called the chapter Agree to Disagree.
Yes.
Quite fitting. So tell us a little bit about those disagreements and your kind of experiences with these people.
Yes, in my chapter 4, it's called We Must Agree to Disagree, and I start off with the verse from the Holy Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, indeed, and this is directed to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, indeed you do not guide whom you like, but Allah guides whom He wills, and He is most knowing of the rightly guided. Holy Quran 28:56. And then I give the introduction. Having had many interesting experiences in engaging with Christians, I have come to truly appreciate the power of God's guidance alone as stated in the Holy Quran. And I talk about a few encounters, my first encounter, second, third intense encounter, encounter of a similar kind with the Jehovah's Witness, online dialogue turned debate, and that is in regards to the whole My Peace campaign that was came on 2000.
Prophet of Islam, just everyone remembers that. That was last year, was it?
2011 was launched.
Yes, a few years ago.
Yes, and there was came on online debate that the Christians welcomed Muslims to have, and I was the first Muslim on there.
Oh, wow.
So I discussed my post and what I was talking about on there. There were like a few of the things I share that I talked about on there, and my experiences.
So what's it been like to are they aggressively arguing with you?
No, I had a few different experiences which I discussed in here. My first encounter was with the Anglican bishop, and there was an interfaith dialogue which I attended, and after that I wanted to see him. This is after I had originally read the Bible. I read the Bible 2008, and when I sat down with him, and I had found all these things, and I was shocked, and I wanted to ask him questions. He was an old Anglican bishop. And this is what I stated in my book. I had put the Bible in front of him, and I was about to open it, and he put his hand on top of the Bible to close it.
Okay.
And I said, I found these things about Jesus, and our Holy Quran says something else, and I want to discuss these issues with you. And he said, he put his hand on top of the Bible, close it, do you want me to open it? And he said, I have written over 7 books, and I'm not about to change now.
Well, fair enough. I mean, that is a fair point, but that's an interesting way about going about it.
Yes, I was shocked because I would not expect a person of that caliber at that high level not wanting to talk about their Word of God, the Bible that they take as the Word of God.
It's interesting. I mean, you can say a lot about it because there's Christian scholarship has been in decline for a while now. So it's interesting to note that people are, some people, I won't say all of them, some are unwilling to take part in engagement. But, I mean, that's just that, I guess it's a taste of your book and of the different experiences that you have in there, isn't it? Yes.
It just shows my personal journey, so I wanted to share that with everyone. And I believe it's crucial to have this knowledge, is just to, have all this information. It's very important for us to be able to do dawah work to other, like non-Muslims. We need to have information. You have to be informed and, armed with information.
Absolutely. Understanding of their faith is just as important as understanding our own faith if we're interested in, giving dawah.
Yes.
So that's a great read. So everyone interested in dawah, this is a great read for you. The book is called You Will Know the Light, You Will Know the Truth, and the Truth Will Set You Free. And we will post the link to buy the book on our Facebook page. Do take a look at that. Joseph, fancy stuff for coming in and speaking to us about your quite incredible book.
Thank you for having me.
That's okay. We're going to a quick break. You're listening to The White Factor on 87.6 FM.